Call of Duty Modern Warfare has a PS4 exclusive game mode, and Borderlands 3 has become the fastest selling game in 2K Games history. But first, August video game sales hit a 20-year low and are down 18% compared to last August. This is Arcadian Insight. All right, so welcome to our first show after our trip to Tokyo. We apologize for the 2 weeks with no uploads. We don't apologize for the trip, though. We just won't do it. It was amazing. But today's going to be kind of like an industry rundown, like a catch-up of how the video game sales are doing this year. Really keying in on August 2019 compared to last year, just because that's the last month that we have solid data from. But I think even just for myself and as a group, it would really just help me out just to get back on track and really looking at the industry as a whole instead of focusing on one key issue. So like I said in the title, August video game sales hit a 20-year low and are down 18% compared to last August, which isn't very good. New games that released in the month of August were so bad that Madden 20 topped the charts for the month. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, that game fucking sucks. If you're still playing Madden 2020, like, what are you doing with your life? I have no idea. Following Madden was Minecraft, which released in 2009. I think Minecraft's a great game, but it did release in 2009. And Grand Theft Auto 5, which came out in 2013, was third. And 5 of the top 10 are all Nintendo exclusives. And just a side note, the Nintendo Switch platform is almost solely keeping the year-to-date industry sales afloat. That's actually I think just 1% lower than last year as a whole for the year. But August has been absolutely abysmal. So what are your thoughts just on the list of the top 10, top 20 games and just that number, being down so much from last year? What do you think of Madden being the top game, Minecraft being number 2, and just really anything that's in that list? I was actually kind of surprised by all of it. It's a lot lower than I thought that it would be.
Yeah, Madden 20. I mean, that game is it's a travesty. It's literally a copy paste job from Madden 19. I saw a bunch of videos where they were pointing out like the Madden 19 logo still shows up in the Madden 20 football game, like in certain areas and things like that. So I guess that really speaks volumes to just nothing came out that month. So
yeah, it was brutal.
I mean, people are gonna buy Madden every year. It's the only football game, legitimately, complete football game you can buy right now. Everything else is just light years behind it for how poor it is. I mean, that doesn't say much for the industry in general. There with sports games, it looks pretty rough. But aside from that, I mean, Minecraft, like you said, it's an awesome game, but it's old. Who doesn't? I mean, who's are people rebuying it, do you think? Or is there that many new people that...
I know me personally, I've had to buy it 3 different times because every time I get a new computer or a new system, I I forget my password or something. I can't get into Mojang, and they've got the worst system in the whole entire world that you're almost forced to just buy the game again. Actually, I think that's why it's the top selling game, because people have 10 copies of it.
Is that the trap?
I think I might have stumbled upon the conspiracy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get your $60.
I don't know. Yeah, it's got this really strong push right now, and I mean, I guess I understand why it is popular. It's probably the game of the decade, but it shouldn't be number 3 in August 2019. It just doesn't make sense. To me, that's a sign of a not very healthy industry. Yeah, you can look at August and say, yeah, not a lot of games came out, but people should be buying something newer. But maybe that's just a sign of how big social media, YouTube, and Twitch are on game sales now, because Minecraft obviously had a big push from YouTube and Twitch. And, Josh, you always talk about the Grand Theft Auto RP stuff. Obviously, that's why that game's number 3. So, maybe times have just changed into why people are buying games. It's not newness anymore. It's what they can do with it on social media platforms.
I don't see Mario Kart Tour on here. But it's September, I guess, huh?
Mario Kart 8.
No, Tour. That's the one for the phone, right? The new one that just came out.
Mm.
Yeah. That'll be number 1 next month.
Well, no, I think the new Link's Awakening's number 1 right now in September.
We'll
The
see.
remake.
I've heard nothing but
It
good
was.
things.
Yeah,
It looks good.
the news item was number 1 for the week of September 22nd. So last week. It might not be for the month though.
We'll save that for another discussion then, I guess.
Is it just me, or like is Nintendo the only platform that is getting like new games?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feels that way right now.
Yeah,
huh?
no, it's not just you.
Doesn't it seem like that?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, like I said, 5 of the 10 games on this list. I'll just go through the top 10. I named like 5 already, but 1 is Madden, 2 is Minecraft, 3 is GTA 5, 4 is Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Great game. Kind of slow. Great game. 5 is still Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, holy shit. When did that game come out?
It's
I don't
been
know, is that pushing a year?
5?
year.
Is it a year? I was going to say 5 months, but yeah, it's way older than that. 6 is Super Mario Maker 2, 7 Mario Kart 8, 8 Mortal Kombat 11. What?
Wow.
9 is Rainbow Six Siege. What?
It's a
and
good
10 is-
game.
10 is Astral Chain. Yeah, but it's old.
It is old.
It's like 3 years old.
That's just based on strictly sales, right?
Mhm.
Like sales for August.
Yeah, some really
Yeah, sales
odd
in the month of August. Yeah.
exceptions here, though. Like not including digital sales and stuff. I don't know what that does for.
It's just some. Yeah.
So I guess in a sense, maybe Fire Emblem and Smash Brothers and all the Nintendo Switch games, for some reason, the digital sales aren't included. So maybe they're a little bit higher than.
Yeah, it is weird that it's like just those games.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What is Astral Chain?
I had to look into that. It's like, you know, these like 2 dudes are like best buds and they like wear chains
Oh.
and they fight with chains. That's what I got from it.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Mm.
That
sounds good. I'll have
it's
that.
like real actiony. As long as you like games with, you know, a couple guys with chains, I think you'll probably enjoy Astral Chain.
Didn't Blair Witch come out in August? Wasn't Skelly talking that up? He was
What? I
doing
think it-
streams on it too.
Blair Witch.
I think it did. It was either August or early September.
Blair
I see
Witch game.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist came out on August 20th.
Oh,
Where's
did
that
it?
on the list?
Where is that on the list?
Yeah, you'd think, right?
You would think. Yeah, you would. You would definitely think.
Good old Yugs. Bringing up the
Well,
rear.
all right.
He was 21, actually, I heard.
Well, let's look at the games that sold the most for the year to date versus just August. 1's Mortal Kombat 11.
Wow.
Ugh. I like Mortal Kombat, and I'm still.
I
like,
mean, yeah, you tell me how that worked out to be number 1. Kingdom Hearts 3, number 2. I think we can all understand
Yeah. Surprised
how
that's
that made
one.
it. Madden's number 3, Division 2 number 4, Anthem number 5, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resident Evil 2 remake, GTA 5, Red Dead, and Days Gone.
Man, GTA still making top 10 after what came out in 2000.
It's wild, right?
It's a good ass game. It looks hilarious.
It does look hilarious.
I beat it, but I put it down for all the online stuff. I went back to it for that RP for a while. It was pretty entertaining, but I don't know if it's.
Yeah, what is
Top
it with
charts.
the RP? You watch it a lot, right? Like, what is the appeal?
I don't watch it so much as play it, but it's.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I can kind of get into it because I did that DayZ thing and the Arma, the Altus Life, and all that stuff for when I was playing all the Arma mods and everything. And the interactions can just be just absolutely hilarious with people. Like just off the cuff. Like, you know who's really good at is Slayer from the Discord.
Oh, okay.
And just off the cuff talking to people or being into character. Phil just made it into a whitelisted server just recently. He was pretty excited about that.
What's that mean? You got to get invited or something?
You get to apply, yeah. And then they go through like your application, like a resume, and you have to have so many hours played, and what's your character, and its description and background, and
Wow.
But it's all about the interaction, and you can do whatever you want if you just want to play Grand Theft Auto. You don't have to be in an RP server to do that. So
Mhm.
it's the community that really draws everybody in there.
Mhm.
That and all the streamers are playing it, so it's like
Yeah, that's really interesting. Even like just I haven't really watched much of it. I don't really. I've never even played GTA 5, so I think that's why I'm having trouble like picturing why it's so much fun. I don't know. That like doesn't really seem that appealing to me to go in there and like RP a character. I don't know.
I have
Maybe
a
I'm
hard
missing. Maybe I'm
time.
missing the point, but
If you're a bit of a realist, like it's very hard to go in there and like listen to some 10-year-old who's like a cop telling you
right.
what to do,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's why people are drawn into those whitelisted servers because RP is so serious. But if you're just playing in public servers, it can get pretty messy.
It seems like it's a lot of time to me to like get on and like I gotta like go through this character's life, like role playing this job and stuff. Like I already work a full job. Like I don't need to be a
Yeah.
policeman in GTA at night. You know what I mean? I'd rather just get on and play like TFT and then get pissed at that for like a couple hours and then go to bed,
You want to escape the real world, not replicate a new one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially not with 10-year-old cops, right? Because that would be anarchy for everybody. I don't want to live in that world at all.
Games like Farming Simulator or Truck Simulator. And all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I already work a full-time job. I don't want to come home and play a game where I
Yeah, I don't want to be like
trees,
I don't want to be like
you know?
shucking a bunch of corn when I get home. Yeah, it's like
I wasn't big into Sims for the same reason. I don't know if you guys were, but I never played Sims. I thought Sims was the same way. Just
I did like Sims a lot.
I got
feel
into
like
it for
you
a
have a
while when
bit
I was
of, like,
younger. Yeah,
bit of a narcissist to play games like that.
Yeah, you definitely have to be. Yeah.
yeah. Well, your brother likes Farming Simulator, doesn't he? He
Oh,
was
yeah.
playing it when we were
I
over there.
can't believe it's even esports. It's an esports game.
Yeah, it has a good
Unreal.
prize pool. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just logging trees all night that night. We were down.
Logging trees. He was logging trees on that.
You know how he told me his game ended and he was being dead serious? Was that his guy was driven to alcoholism. His wife left him and he lost his business. That's how his game ended. I
Wow.
was like, that's dark. Like,
I didn't know that it was that deep.
You're right. I didn't know it had that many layers to it. I thought you were just like,
No.
milking
I mean, he
the
could be
cows.
bullshitting me, but I think he was being for real. Like, shit like that happens in that game.
That's insane.
How's that translate into esports though? Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's the danger of
right?
winning all that money.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it get to your head.
Don't let it get to your head.
Yeah. Alcoholic
That's really, really
farmers out there on the field.
Yeah, I'll just move to Ohio if I want to do that.
Well, it's the same thing with that Euro Truck simulator too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I every once in a while hop on Steam and look at the reviews for it when it's on sale, and everyone's just like raving about it. Like, man, it feels so good to get behind the wheel and just drive for hours when I
maybe
get
I
out
could
from
have like a
work.
cool steering wheel setup. Or
Yeah,
something,
I mean, it is. It's cool. It's cool to drive like your own car, I guess, if you want to go out for like a ride or a motorcycle or something like that. I get it. I feel like you probably don't get that same sensation sitting in your computer chair at home, I would imagine.
I mean, I gotta be honest, like after being in Tokyo and walking around and riding the rails and stuff everywhere, like I've got in my car the last 2 days and man, like it sucks. I actually don't really. I was driving, I was like, man, like I wish I could just get out of my house and just walk there instead. Like I wish I was just in like a big city like that. I hate driving.
Traffic is,
Yeah. No, I mean it wasn't a car on the road. I just didn't really want to be in the car.
Oh,
It's like it's a little uncomfortable. Like when you're not doing it for a while. Like I don't know, like the gas pedal, like not in a great spot. I feel like I can never
pedal?
get the seat like just right. I don't know.
maybe you should buy a truck or something bigger.
Maybe if I could get in like a big Euro truck or
Yeah.
big 18-wheeler or
Right.
something. Maybe that's the appeal.
If you ever dream of operating heavy equipment, you can make that happen.
Yeah.
Man, I got a real yearning to operate some
Heavy
very
machinery.
expensive, heavy equipment.
Mm-hmm. The more expensive, the better.
Hey man, maybe you can win and buy one of your own.
Maybe. Maybe, just maybe.
All right, no more freaking
Yeah.
farming
Yeah.
So, well, one of my big questions on this stuff, was I always see like maybe it's because we're on Twitter too much, or I don't know who we talk to, but I perceive a very common line of thinking and excitement in the industry, especially like right now in the last few years. Like everybody that's got a new game coming out, like they're all boasting that like like the sales are way up and their games are like the best and the most popular, and everybody's raving about them, and everyone on Twitter is like, oh yeah, like I'm definitely getting this game, like it's the fucking best, like I'm not gonna miss this. And I don't know these numbers, and I know that year to date, like we said, like it's pretty comparable to last year. There might be a little downturn in sales from last year, like we talked about like back in episode 4 of our podcast, like 6 months ago. That was like kind of the prediction for this year, and it looks like it's going to line up. But I feel like that's the excitement and all the hullabaloo. It's really not the case. I mean, yeah, people are buying games, but they're not buying them in like all these droves. Like we're always hearing, like the data just doesn't back it up.
What are
Especially some of
the
the newer games. Well, they're buying. I mean, they're buying these games that are on this list.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm having difficulty coming to terms with is it seems like what I'm kind of gathering from all this is that maybe people just aren't getting entertainment from games as much as they were a year ago, or even the past few months. It looks like it's trending down this year. Like what's the outlet, or like free to play games the way to go now, like the League of Legends, the Apex Legends, all that.
Mobile,
sure.
I think every year mobile
Yeah.
grows, so that'll eventually start pulling numbers.
Yeah, mobile.
I mean,
that
like
episode,
games like. Sorry, go ahead.
well, that episode 4, I think mobile was like 40% of the year-to-date gross revenue for the industry for 2018, which is really high. And this year it was like 52%. Like mobile revenue is over half the gaming industry revenue for 2019.
So I mean,
it's really big. Yeah.
The three of you all play TFT, and you all like it a lot. Would you consider, like, say, hey, we, you guys got together, talked, let's play. Would you get up and go to your computer to play, or if you had a pad, just play it on your pad? I know we talked a lot of smack on mobile games, like as gamers, but like the more games that come out, the more you can see yourself, well, I'll just play that. Because I mean, like Underworlds is on mobile. So, and I would think that, I know League of Legends has never done anything mobile, but
Well, they're working on.
I've read some articles that are saying that it's very keen idea to bring that to mobile to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, TFT on mobile, I think would be huge.
I mean, so to you guys, would you sooner come sit at your computer or just lay in your bed and play on a pad?
I'd play it on the pad.
I'd definitely play on the pad. And just as an example of why I've done that before, like Hearthstone, I like playing on the computer, but it's nice to, like, you know what, like I'm gonna go lay in bed and play it on my iPad, or you know what I mean, I gotta go use the restroom, I'm bringing the fucking iPad in. Can't, like, you know what I mean, I can't carry my desktop into the shitter with me. But
No,
I don't like when things are mobile exclusive. I like that it can be on PC and on mobile, and it's like a seamless interaction. You know what I mean? Like Hearthstone, I have my cards on the computer, I have my cards on my fucking iPad, I have my cards on my Android phone. It's the same thing. I like if they can do that and make it all seamless across the platforms, and not just say, oh, mobile only, or oh, computer only. I do like that. But I mean, not all games can do that either, right? It has to be a certain kind of game. Like you can't play WoW. You can't play fucking WoW on your phone. I mean,
it's probably the reason why Hearthstone took off like it did.
I guarantee you it is. I would definitely agree with that.
I mean, I would definitely play TFT. I mean, I don't care so much to play it on my computer, but I would play it on my phone or on a mobile device. If they brought it to Switch or something like that, I would definitely play it. I don't think I'd play it on my computer, but I guess what I was getting at with that is, we're seeing numbers, dwindling here in the third quarter of 19. And do you think it maybe is because there's more options coming to mobile? progressively every year.
Yeah, for
part of it.
sure. And well, yeah, I think Adam hit the nail on the head with the free to play and stuff too.
Right.
Yeah, it's like people just aren't paying that upfront price, right? Like they'd rather pay for like a battle pass or something for unlockable skins for stuff they sink time into. I think I've never really liked that model. I've made that very clear in the past that I think that it's garbage, but I think that's just the way that things are going. It seems like the consumers kind of like it better too. I don't know why they like it better. I mean, there's a low barrier to entry for the game, I guess, but like you're never that ever evolving product. It's not really for me that much. I burn out on them. The shifting metas, they don't interest me really. Like TFT, I love it and I'll keep playing it for a while, but eventually the shifting meta and the updates are gonna stop me from playing it because I can't keep up with it. Like it will happen. It could be next month or like next year, but I will stop playing that game. I don't know.
Do you think a lot of this is to do with being let down so much too, with a lot of these AAA full price games?
It looks
I think
like
there's a lot of variables that could tie into this thing, but
when you look at
I mean,
that
I know
list, right? Those sorry to interrupt you there, but like the games are either
suck.
they're kind of like shitty new, or they're like great older games on that list. So
yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, Smash Bros, Kingdom Hearts I see here. Spider-Man is still on the list for over the last 12 months.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Exactly
Yeah.
what you said. It hasn't just, diddly squat coming out, I don't think. Or people are just disappointed.
well, there's better options, right? I mean, why would you waste your money?
Yeah.
Like Matt was saying, $60 for, even I don't even know what shitty other games released this month, but obviously nobody bought them because they're not on this list.
Yeah. Well, let's
And-
take a look. Let's take a
Well, I
look.
mean,
You go
I'm
play
looking at one
TFT
here, like
instead and get
Warcraft,
yeah.
Blair Witch.
Well, who knows what I guess there's a few things to look at here, like the obviously that Minecraft craze on YouTube, and classic WoW is like really been kicking into full swing here the past few months. So I'm sure those numbers don't show up there because I mean it's not even a new subscription, it's just WoW.
I mean, I was talking up Remnant from the ashes, and it still just wasn't quite there to get me to pull the trigger on buying it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna get that.
I mean, it's really co-op, and and if nobody else is gonna get it, then screw it. I'm not gonna ask everybody to play a game they're not particularly interested in. Been there.
What's this? The Dark Pictures Man of Medan.
I don't know.
Anthology. Yeah, I don't know. What the hell's Necro Barista?
6 out of 10 on Steam.
What came out in September? We have NBA 2K20.
Are we looking at, I thought we were looking at August. Are we looking
Well,
at
I'm just looking. There's nothing in August. You look at August, it's a barren wasteland. NBA 2K20, Gears 5. Oh, Greedfall. I was looking at that. That looked like some new IP that I thought might be good.
Greedfall?
Yeah. Borderlands 3. That sold really, really well. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, that did really well. NHL 20.
I'm sure that'll
I forgot they were making those because they don't come to PC. Link's Awakening. Okay, September kind of stinks too. Mario Kart Tour. I don't know. There's like not really that. I don't know. It doesn't look like a great month to me.
That Iceborne expansion came out for Monster Hunter is really the only thing that was that appealing to me from September. I mean, I really want to play Link's Awakening, and I would definitely play that, but there's no way in hell I'm paying $60 for that game. Like, sorry.
Right.
No.
October, there's Call of Duty. And you know what the best game coming on October is? Is The Witcher 3 Complete Edition coming to the Switch.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's brutal.
In 540p glory.
Yeah.
that what that isn't that what it's coming out in?
And Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD.
Well,
That's probably the third best game out in October.
Dave pre-ordered that one.
I just remembered
Guilty as charged.
Super Monkey Ball Master.
I thought about you while you were on vacation, Matt, and this is kind of off the subject, but
Thanks, I was thinking about you too.
Halo Infinite lost its lead designer.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
It's out of there.
He's out of there.
I think he left it.
Wow, that's great. Well, that's not great for us.
He's working on the new Madden, I think.
Is he working on it? Oh,
Yeah.
sure. They always take the top talent every damn year.
Just piling them in.
Doesn't look good for Halo. Lead designer bailing a year before release.
Yeah, I guess, my last question just on this subject is really like, I don't know, is there anything coming out at the end of this year, September, October, but that you can think of that's coming out that's going to bolster the sales numbers a little bit better and maybe give the industry growth? Yeah.
Sword and Shield for Pokemon on Switch.
When is that? When is that?
November?
November, I believe.
Yeah, I think it comes out on my birthday.
I mean, I know that we have this coming up here in the topics here and trending, but you can't write off Call of Duty because that game's going to sell like hotcakes, regardless.
Oh, it's going to be the best-selling game of the year, maybe.
Yeah,
guaranteed. I agree.
I mean, I played the beta. I was actually impressed with it. I mean, I'm not impressed with what's going on right now in terms of monetization, but it felt pretty good for a Call of Duty game.
Good.
Oh, you know what? Astral Chain might be a guy and a girl, not two guys.
I don't think I'm gonna buy. I don't think I'm gonna buy it then.
Sorry, but did you guys see that Demon X Machina game for Switch? Looked pretty.
No, is it out now or is it coming out?
It came out on the 13th of this month, so I don't know how it's doing. It looked, interesting. People were kind of hyped for it. It's like a mech fighter.
Oh, I saw.
Do you guys all have Switches or no?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do.
Did you end up pulling the trigger on one, Wolf? Yeah, you did.
I got it a while ago.
So I don't know if this happens to you, but I like the system a lot. I like but I don't really love playing on the small screen.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to sit down on the couch and play it on my TV. I actually might hate that more than playing it on the small screen, like in bed or something. Because that's kind of what I got it for, to be mobile with it. So I end up not playing it as much as I thought I would. And just playing something on PC just because it's more comfortable. The screen's right in my face, a little bit bigger, and the social aspect is there. I don't know. Does that happen to you? I feel like I can't even complete Fire Emblem because I don't want to sit down and play it because I just don't feel like being on the screen or being on the couch.
I think me being in my position I am in the job that I have allows me to really. But I don't think I would play it on the big screen unless I do something where we all played Super Smash.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't buy Pokemon and play it on the big screen.
No, me neither.
Wouldn't.
Oh man, I definitely will, and I do, but mine's actually the base is in my room, which is weird.
Yeah,
I haven't really used TV in years.
I'd never hook mine up to the TV. I strictly use it as like a DS almost,
Mine's hooked up so that I can dock it if you guys are over and we decide we want to do. But I played through Breath of the Wild mobile at work the whole way through.
Wow, how that had to have been hard though, because that game's tough to play on that small screen. There's a lot.
What I found the hardest is the temples where you have to move the ball and move the balls and stuff in there. It doesn't actually go by the screen; it's the Joy-Cons. So I was trying to move it around, using the screen, and if your Joy-Cons are even the slightest bit wonky, I know I'm not saying dongles anymore, just for honestly, but it's kind of screwed up like that. But besides that, it was once I figured out what the issue was, it was totally fine. I just unhooked the dongles every time I had a temple like that and would just use my hands like that. But,
oh, you could actually do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just felt like this. All right, temple done.
Dude, that's the only issue I have with that system. I like the docking. I like playing even portable version too, but those controllers, even when you plug it into that little base controller thing it comes with, it's just
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah,
It is garbage.
I bought the like the actual like controller
yeah,
too, which that's better. If you're playing on the TV, that's better.
I have to
Yeah.
get that. I
I
mean,
bought the Xbox Mimic one.
oh really?
Yeah.
I have an Xbox One controller, and somebody said you could hook it up to it, and I tried. It just wasn't happening. I don't know, fucking it up or something.
Uh,
But yeah, I'm gonna have to get that better controller because those things. I know people were saying that weren't they breaking and needing to be replaced and things
They were
like
breaking
that.
a lot.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really chintzy.
like,
That's
weren't they getting like there was like a lawsuit over it? Wasn't there? Like people were taking them.
I would imagine. 'Cause they weren't like repairing them for free at first, right? Like you had to just buy new ones.
Yeah, and I think they're
Probably.
expensive. Like they're
Oh
like
yeah,
70
I'm sure.
bucks or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they
like that.
cost as much as a fucking controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not worth it though.
But yeah, to go back to your question, Matt, I'm all about the mobile on it for sure.
No, yeah, I mean, I like the mobile more too. I don't know if it hurts my eyes or something, or like I get tired of like training my neck to look down at it because
Mhm.
I'm not gonna like fucking hold it up here. I mean, it's obviously, but yeah, something about the positioning of my body or something. It's very uncomfortable to look at for a long time. It's very uncomfortable. But anyway, let's move on to trending. Call of Duty Modern Warfare has a PS4 exclusive game mode. It's called Survival Mode. And it's going to be a horde-like mode that has rounds of enemies for the players to defeat. They get stronger and stronger as you go. This is kind of an unprecedented move, I think, that we haven't really seen before. And if we have seen something like this before, I mean, please refresh my memory. But just a game mode that's within a game that is like no extra cost or anything. That's just on one platform and not another. I don't even really understand why it's happening, but what do you think of it? I mean, is the game going to be cheaper on other platforms because it doesn't have this mode? I'd say probably not, right? And my big question is why would they even want to do something like this? Like what exactly is the point? Like what does Sony get out of it? Like what do they get out of it? Who wins in this arrangement?
I mean,
The producers, man.
You would think that Sony would be paying extra money or something.
Oh, they
have it
did. I think they
exclusive.
said that deals are like there was a deal. I think the word deal was used. So I mean, they would have to get money out of it.
It almost has to be money, right? What else would it be?
It sounded like an
yeah,
earlier
it's
deal.
just
Why else
it's
would
just
it
a
be
strange deal. It's like how'd the conversation go? Oh, we want you to be a PS4 exclusive, and they were like, no, we're not doing that because we're gonna sell like fucking hotcakes. We want to be everywhere. It's gonna be the biggest game of the year. So Sony was like, okay, give us a fucking survival mode. Like, who proposed that? I don't know. It seems unfathomable to me.
Well, this was
That would
back in
even that would even occur.
This mode isn't new by any means. They're just separating it from this Call of Duty. Yeah, I from what I understand, survival mode is only a portion, I think, of what that Spec Ops package is you get. So people are
Yes.
like defending it by saying that you still get Spec Ops, but you don't get survival mode. But survival mode is the majority of Spec Ops, and it's like, whatever. Just go play zombies on Black Ops 4. It's better anyway. So who cares?
Well, isn't
know?
this like the weirdest thing though? For an entire year. I mean, they make a new Call of Duty every single year. So I saw that was like some top comments were, well, the game's already going to be dead by the time this mode comes out on Xbox and PC or whatever, and no one's going to play it anyways on the other one. You're not going to go out and buy a PS4 if you own one of the other systems just to play this mode and the game. Like, that can't be their angle. And then on top of that, within a year or two from now, like PS5 and the new Xbox are like right around the corner. Like, this is gonna run right up against that too. So I mean, there's no way Sony's like trying to sell more PS4s or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, not only that,
That's
like
what I mean. Yeah.
Call of Duty comes out every year, and like whenever the new one comes out, the old one usually kind of dies off, right?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds to
So-
me like somebody with a big expensive suit on made an executive decision and didn't really know what they were buying into over there.
Yeah, it does seem
You
a
know,
little
We'll give them Spec
misguided.
Ops mode. It's great.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
sell so many copies of.
For me, the only thing I can really think of is the game mode is not obviously the main feature of the game, right? So like it's not that like you know what I mean that's not why people are buying the game to play survival.
Mhm.
So people are going to buy the game anyway because you know whatever other game mode, team deathmatch or whatever the fuck you want, whatever the cool thing is. And then Sony's just paying them money to make it exclusive, and they know it's really not going to affect the sales one way or another. Like I don't really know what else it could be, right? Like
Yeah, I mean that's how I see it too. But it's like paying money for something that's gonna sell anyway.
Right.
And the additional feature is like, I'm trying to think of something that I can even like relate to it. That's like a product, like that's like a tangible product. I can't even think of anything to like to go with.
I don't know.
It's so insignificant. It's so like, what was the cost of the deal for Sony?
I want to know what
50
that,
bucks.
what how that
I don't
conversation went behind those doors. Like, so how
Yeah.
can we buy exclusivity for Call of Duty Modern
Yeah,
Warfare?
yeah.
Well, we're sure as hell not giving you the game because this is Call of Duty, you know. And like what? So okay, well we'll give you like, you know, zombie mode.
Yeah.
Well,
a
and like
piece
if
of a
they're
piece.
if they're making an exclusive game mode, it can't be that good because why would they waste development time to make something really awesome if not everybody's gonna be able to play it?
Yeah.
That wouldn't,
The
you know what I
other,
mean? That wouldn't make any sense for them to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Activision to do that.
Well, do you guys see this? I think we all agree this doesn't make any sense from like any party. I don't understand it. This is like one of the first things that's come about in the industry in the last like couple months that I can't comprehend what happened. But do you guys see this maybe being like a trend in the industry?
I
don't, because again I don't know what it is. But I mean, this is the first we've seen of it, and sometimes when this stuff happens, it starts happening like everywhere.
I don't see unless we're all just fucking missing something blatantly, which I don't think we are. If companies are already having trouble selling games and shit, why the fuck would they make it more exclusive? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this? I mean, think about it this way. What if it was like, kind of like devil's advocate here? Is this more like a loyalty kind of move? I don't know how excited PS4 owners are for the opportunity to get survival mode, but I mean, do you think they look at like Sony like, hey, like they're hooking us up here, kind of thing? Like
I mean, I don't think that. I mean, if it's anything, I mean, maybe it's that. Maybe it's that, but
yeah, but from like a financial perspective, why?
I know for
And
they
like,
said
all we talk about is how they care about stock price and making money and shit. That wouldn't make sense for that goal, right?
from what I understand, you know, being the gaming community, everybody was freaking out and revoking their pre-orders. So,
oh really? On what? All systems or?
I guess just because
all platforms.
Apparent from what I understand, yeah. But it's like, I mean, probably not from PlayStation. Obviously, like, why? You know, what are you losing? And
of course not.
Unless you're just like, you know, but whatever. But so, unless you know, I just thought, are the sales they're losing in pre-orders comparable to the money they probably made on this deal? I highly doubt it. I'm sure they probably got a pretty fat chunk of change for making this deal from Sony. But
they had to.
Unless they lose money, but you know, due to the outcry that outweighs the money they gain from the deal.
Well,
I would hope that we don't see this again. But
let's talk about that, because this spins right into our next news story. And honestly, no, they're not going to see a dime less of money, because everybody on the internet that is an outraged video game person is completely full of shit, and they have no significance in anything that they say. So let's look at the Borderlands 3 sales. It's the fastest selling game in 2K Games history. The game's peak concurrent PC players was over twice as high as Borderlands 2 peak. It sold 50% more copies on release than Borderlands 2, with 70% of those copies being digital. This goes against all of the predictions online that everybody's talking about, that the devs' decision to go exclusively to Epic was going to cause the game to fail, and that 2K was going to regret this decision, and it was the worst decision. They came out and they made all those bad Steam reviews. There were thousands of Steam reviews on Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1 and Borderlands Game of the Year edition that, said the games were terrible. They couldn't stand the exclusivity. These people, they're either liars and they buy the game anyway, or like they are so full and sure of themselves that they're like utterly ridiculous, because the game is a massive success. It's sold like crazy. And this brings me back to my point that I always talk about, and we always talk about, that the platform that you sell on does not matter. It only matters what games are on your platform, because people are going to come anyway.
So you're telling me that everybody bitched and whined and moaned for like a couple weeks on the internet, and
like a day,
and then those really vocal, probably like you said, probably like 1,000 people. Hell, they probably even bought the game too, but just mass overrepresentation of these people freaking out.
Like the people out like outraged and always raging about things on the internet. This is my opinion. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but people do that almost because of like the reaction they get. Like if you like, you know what I mean? That's like the cool thing to do now. So like if you go on Reddit and you're like, oh, I'm boycotting this game, I don't like it, and then you just get a bunch of upvotes. Like people, you know what I mean? People just want like the
drama,
like the interaction, and people like, you know what I mean? You get recognition for like everybody hating on something.
Clout.
You know what I mean? That's like I swear that's why people do it, just because to get like the likes or the upvotes or whatever.
I think so too. But there's definitely some delusion on Reddit. Like some of these people on Reddit think that their opinion really holds a lot of weight, because they get like some likes on Reddit and they think that they're really making this change. I mean, oh my God, it does not matter. It is so insignificant. It really is.
It's a forum website, buddy. Like, relax.
Yeah. Forum website, buddy. No, it's true. It's true. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it says another thing too. You really can't gauge, I guess, I don't know, like the gaming community, the climate, based on, what's upvoted the most anymore, whether it's upvotes on the comments for the articles, on news websites about how Borderlands 3 is going to flop and how Epic Games is the worst thing ever. Like, people just really don't give a shit. They just, they wanted the game and they're going to go out and buy it.
Yeah, it really calls into question even like who's making the comments and what their intentions are. Like that's the one thing about Reddit and other forum sites like that. I never know who the comments are coming from. What comments are paid for and what's real. You can't tell. Especially nowadays, you really just don't know. So like anything you see online, you just have to take with a grain of salt and just say like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Didn't a bunch of people say that this game was going to be a bust because of the private investigator issue?
Yes. Yeah, that was there too. Yep.
But
there was a lot of reasons calling for bust. Yeah, the trend really said bust, but
that guy put up that video and everybody ran to his defense. And I think Wolf had mentioned, I didn't actually hear this part. I only saw the part that was getting all the attention, and that was just that big brother, capitalism was the bad guy here, but the guy was selling entrances to his Discord for stuff. But they left all that part out, so he was making money off his.
Yeah. Right. I forgot about that.
Thing. But, help him, please. He lost everything he has, like, get out of here.
Yeah. I don't remember all the details of that, but it sounded, I remember what you're saying. I did look into it at the time. It sounded like what he was doing was not,
it's illegal.
Yeah, it was.
They have bigger fish to fry, If he signed an NDA and was making money off it, and it obviously was enough to gain their attention. So don't, like these companies aren't just going to send any we're sending our private investigator over to, you know, crack some skulls over there because they're, you know,
he was pretty shook. I mean, he wore the mask from Borderlands 3. The what do they call those guys?
Oh, the
Psychos or whatever.
I know. Yeah. I think it is Psychos.
I watched Angry Joe's review for that game, and he says it's actually really good. The like the gameplay and everything besides the story is great. Like they said the writers over there need to get out of there because the
if you're playing
Apocalypse twins or whatever, I guess are like the most cringeworthy characters.
Yeah, but if you're playing a looter shooter like that for the story, what are you doing? I mean, I'm not saying the story has to suck. That's not my point. If it's great, that's awesome. But like, that's not the appeal. You know, no one cares.
Hey, man, I liked Destiny 1.
I'm sure you did. Bungie knows how to craft a good story. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. But yeah, why don't we wrap there? What do you guys think? That's a good show coming off the trip.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get back under the belt. All right, thanks so much for listening. Really appreciate it. If you get the chance, if you like the show, leave us an iTunes review. It really helps us out. Check out the live show on YouTube and some of our other gaming stuff. We just started doing some teamfight tactics stuff. So if you're into that, definitely give it a watch. But other than that, thanks again, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Can I stop recording? You gonna keep? Okay.